Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Curse of Oak Island, Season 9 has a new theory about the origins of the stone roadway. The Curse of Oak Island returned to our screens with Season 9 on Tuesday night, and with that came a brand new theory about the mysterious stone roadway that the team spent much of last year uncovering. Much of last night's show focused on the exciting discovery of gold in the water beneath the money pit area. And much of the next few weeks will be spent by the guys trying to bring that gold to the surface. However, they have not forgotten about the swamp and the stone roadway. The stone roadway was a cobbled path unearthed in the swamp at the beginning of Season 8. The current theory stipulates that it was connected to a wharf in the swamp and then led out towards the uplands, and possibly stopped at the money pit. Basically, the guys think treasure was unloaded at the wharf and then transported to the money pit. Who built it and when? We don't know. The guys reckon its construction was a large operation, so they've ruled out local fishers. Archaeologist Aaron Taylor said in an interview last spring that he suspected it was the British, and given the amount of Brit-made objects found in the area, that would seem like a decent guess. Even Marty is coming to believe the swamp and the roadway are important. He said that while he doesn't quite share Rick's opinion that they are key to the island's secrets, he does suspect they are a vital component. Theory that Portuguese built Oak Island stone roadway 500 years ago. With that in mind, the guys met up in the war room with professional historian Terry DeVoe, and he has a new theory. He thinks the Portuguese might have built the roadway in the 1500s. He says the roadway is similar to the type that was being built in Portugal at that time. But DeVoe had more info for the guys, much more. He spent the last few months looking at the coastline and the stone features running adjacent to the swamp, and he says that boulders buried offshore line up perfectly with the stone roadway. He says this indicates the road may have continued into a stone dock. DeVoe had even more. He managed to find an old photo from the 1930s which showed an aerial shot of the money pit area. And would you believe it? It does appear to show a stone roadway. This would seem to confirm the guys' initial theory for the use of the road, but could it really be from the 1500s and built by the Portuguese? Who is chief archaeologist on Oak Island? Last year, the archaeological excavations on the roadway were headed by Dr. Aaron Taylor and Miriam Amaralt, and so far it's not clear if the Laginas will continue to put their faith in the pair. Miriam featured in last night's show, joking that she had brought a trowel for Rick, but otherwise, the two were not visible. We'll be seeing a lot more of old Oak Island stalwart archaeologist Laird Niven this year, thanks in large part to new regulations laid out by Nova Scotia's Department of Communities, Culture and Heritage, DCCH. This is a tad ironic as there were fears last season that the series regular had been sidelined. The DCCH has declared that any archaeological work done on most parts of the island has to be supervised. Luckily, Laird is qualified to be that supervisor. Even metal detector expert Gary Drayton now has to get Laird's permission to do any metal detecting. Laird's big cheesy grin suggested that he's not exactly upset about this prospect. As viewers, we should welcome his cool, calm professionalism, practicality, and realism. The Curse of Oak Island has captivated audiences with its blend of historical mystery, adventurous spirit, and relentless pursuit of a treasure that has eluded seekers for centuries. Each season peels back layers of the island's enigmatic past, uncovering new clues and theories. Season 9 continues this tradition with a fascinating new theory about one of the island's most perplexing features, the stone roadway. This season, the Lagina brothers, Rick and Marty, along with their dedicated team, delve deeper into the origins and purpose of the stone roadway discovered in the swamp. Previously, the team hypothesized that this roadway might have been constructed by treasure depositors to facilitate the transportation of heavy loads, possibly gold or other valuables. However, new evidence has led them to reconsider this theory and explore a different, perhaps even more intriguing possibility. The new theory suggests that the stone roadway might have origins far older than previously thought, dating back to pre-colonial times. This season's investigations have revealed signs that the roadway could be part of an ancient transportation network, built not by European treasure hunters, but by indigenous peoples who inhabited the region long before the arrival of Europeans. Journey into this new theory begins with a series of ground-penetrating radar scans that uncover a more extensive network of stone structures beneath the swamp's murky waters. These structures appear to form a sophisticated system of roads and platforms, far more advanced than what would be expected from a hastily constructed pathway for treasure depositors. Design and craftsmanship suggest a level of engineering knowledge and effort that implies a long-term purpose rather than a temporary solution. To explore this possibility, the team enlists the help of Dr. Karen Schreiber, an expert in indigenous archaeology. Dr. Schreiber's extensive knowledge of pre-colonial North American civilizations provides a fresh perspective on the mysterious roadway. She introduces the team to the idea that the stone roadway might have been part of a ceremonial complex or trade route used by the indigenous Mi'kmaq people, who have a long and storied history in the region. Dr. Schreiber's hypothesis gains traction as the team uncovers artifacts and ecofacts around the stone roadway that predate European contact. Pottery shards, stone tools, and organic remains point to a thriving community engaged in complex activities. Radiocarbon dating of these finds places them in a timeline that aligns with the known history of the Mi'kmaq people. The team's excitement grows as they begin to piece together a picture of what the stone roadway might have looked like centuries ago. They imagine a bustling hub of activity where traders, travelers, and community members would gather. The roadway could have been a critical part of a larger network connecting various indigenous communities across the region, facilitating trade, communication, and cultural exchange. To test this theory further, the team embarks on a comparative study, examining similar stone constructions in other parts of North America known to have been built by indigenous peoples. They find striking similarities in the construction techniques and materials used, strengthening the case that the Oak Island stone roadway is indeed of indigenous origin. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence comes from a set of petroglyphs discovered near the roadway. These ancient carvings, etched into rocks, depict scenes of daily life, spiritual rituals, and symbols unique to the Mi'kmaq culture. The petroglyphs offer a tantalizing glimpse into the lives of the people who might have used the roadway, suggesting that it held significant cultural and spiritual importance. As the season progresses, the team faces the challenge of reconciling this new theory with the long-standing legend of buried treasure. Could it be that the treasure hunters of the past were unwittingly following in the footsteps of a much older and equally fascinating mystery? The idea that the stone roadway has dual significance, both as part of an ancient indigenous network and as a later tool for treasure seekers, adds a new layer of complexity to the Oak Island saga. The Lagina brothers, ever the optimists, embrace this theory with enthusiasm. They see it as a testament to the rich tapestry of history that Oak Island represents. Whether or not the stone roadway leads to treasure, its true value lies in the stories it tells about the people who came before. In the closing episodes of Season 9, the team decides to honor the island's indigenous heritage by collaborating with local Mi'kmaq leaders. Together, they plan to conduct a series of non-invasive archaeological surveys to learn more about the ancient structures and preserve them for future generations. This partnership not only deepens the team's understanding of the stone roadway, but also fosters a sense of respect and appreciation for the island's original inhabitants. The new theory about the stone roadway's origins does not diminish the allure of the Oak Island mystery, rather it enriches it. It reminds viewers that the quest for knowledge and understanding is as important as the search for treasure. Season 9 leaves audiences with a profound sense of wonder and anticipation, eager to see what new revelations the next season will bring.